Quilt Roadies! How are you doing? It's a beautiful day. It's not really warm, but it's those kind of days where there's bright blue sky and puffy white clouds. And so I think I'm going out for a walk up the mountain. It just seems like that kind of day, and I need to keep the old body oiled and moving. I am just stopping by for a quick visit. Today, this afternoon, I had the best morning. I decided to go to this place called Hugh's Garden. I think that's what it's called. It's in Tualatin. And my daughter-in-law, my younger daughter-in-law, her mom told me about it. And they have all kinds of water plants. And I kind of wanted a lily pad in the pond and maybe another water plant. So I drove over there and bought a couple of plants. She had said they had tadpoles and there was a pool for them, but I didn't see any in the pool, like they were all gone. But I really don't need tadpoles. I have frogs. I have already full-grown frogs who are ribbiting every night and serenading me to sleep. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. But we have had a very busy week, and so I totally went blog clueless, which I am going to make up for that. It was a unexpected blog break on the woolymammoth.blogspot.com, and thank you for those of you who read that. It's a little bit different. It's kind of, for me, like a journal or a diary, and I try to, I want to keep it so that when I have gone to that stitching store in the sky, that there's a little bit of personality for me left for my family. So I like just jibber-jabbering on there, which is a little different than on here. But I'm going to make up for that week break. It was a very busy week business-wise, and then lots of little things to do. We're kind of starting to plan some remodel on our own, which is somewhat scary, but I'm excited about it. And since G and I can't really do that kind of thing by ourselves, our sons will be helping us. But that is, the plotting for that has been going on. My college roommate and her grammar school classmate, who, isn't it extraordinary when someone has remained friends with someone that they went to grammar school with? Out in the West, that isn't too common because it's a very transitory population as opposed to those small towns in the Midwest where generations of families have lived, or in some of the boroughs of New York where generations of family. So you might have seen, you might have grown up and still been in relationship, but very few, I know very few people who are still in relationship with someone from grammar school. I think about people that I went to grammar school with, and I do wonder about them. And there's a couple that I still am connected to on Facebook. But she and her friend are coming for a long weekend in Portland, and so we're going to meet up and go to Acorns and Threads, which is the cross-stitch shop, and then we're going to go to Pioneer Quilts. And I'm really excited because I know my roommate has never been to Pioneer Quilts, so that is going to be amazing, because that store is not only just interesting in its environment. When you think about it, it's a historic farmhouse in the middle of the city kind of thing, and but the owner has provided a wide range of eclectic opportunities for quilters and stitchers. I mean, she carries a ton of Buttermilk Basin, which reminds me, oh my gosh, wait till you get this May gnome. Is that not the most adorable Buttermilk Basin ever? That is so cute. Oh my gosh. I know, it's so much fun. So I'm excited to show them, because, you know, if you show them, they will come again and again, maybe. Huh? Yeah. So I have that in my very near future. I just was looking for something, and I can't even remember what it was I was looking for, but in the meantime of looking, I found all of these things. I mean, I must have so many templates. I mean, there's just a gazillion of them. And I thought, I'm going to start figuring out how to, there's a bias, baby bias square. Boy, I've used a lot of that. Some of this was from, like, long arm quilting or quilting. But look at this, a giant hexagon. I'm going to do that. I found the mini Dresden plate template. This is by Susan Quilts. Miss Rosie's quilt. Perfect patchwork templates. I mean, set G from Marty Mitchell. If there's one thing that us quilters know, it's tools, right? I mean, our significant others who have toolboxes have nothing on us. Absolutely nothing on us. So when I found these, I thought, I need to store them differently than buried in the bottom, because I am going to figure out how to use these things. And then, I'm gonna put them over here. Yeah. I got this Gale. I did not have that fabric. I am gaga over it. And I am, when he comes and helps me set up the camera to do the Hexie demo, this is what I'm going to use. Because look at this fabric she sent me. Little scissors, little fancy scissors. Yeah, so I am, I'm definitely going to be using that, and I'll be sticking it in my appropriately named Yazzie Hexie bag, which I am madly in love with. And I know that people have asked me, quilters have asked me what my sponge pens are, and I get them. I got them from the Stitch and Post, and I can't find any name. Let's see, made in Japan. I have to push here. Yeah, but it's a blue sponge pen. You can call up the Stitch and Post, and they'll set you up. But you know, I have two of these And I think they also sell these at the Stitch and Post. But these are Tula Pink's paper piece, 1-inch hexie. And I have 2 of these, and I'm going to take the suggestion from one of you who said she takes her hexie template with her. Ooh, the jet just flew over. To fabric stores so that she can, you know, the great thing about this is that you can actually, I'll show you, you can actually look through this to see the motif and how it fits before you cut. And this is a great shopping tool because then you're not going to get motifs that won't fit in your hexies. So since I have 2 of these, I'm going to put one in my purse. I've decided to carry my tape measure in my purse too because that has come in quite handy. I'm going to stick this fabric here so that I know that's my next. And thank you, Gail. Gail's been with me a long time. And I'm glad that I have enabled her. So I'm just sewing. I'm doing some quick sewing of the facing binding for the quilt that I need to tack down. And so what I've done is you can cut your strips like 2 inches. I cut mine 3 inches. And then before I attach it to the quilt, I already pressed one side over and I'm going to stitch it down so that as I'm stitching it onto the quilt, you know, on the final tack down, that I'm not having to keep turning it under. It's already turned under. So I am doing that. But isn't that the most awesome sound? That is the most awesome sound. I can't stop thinking about retreat that the Fabric Stalkers are going on in September. I want to have everything packed and ready to just sew. But the problem is choosing which ones to take. And one year I didn't bring enough and I ran out of projects. That was really ugly, really ugly. And so now I keep getting reminded by my friends, don't forget to bring more than you need. There's so many people out walking. It's such a beautiful, beautiful day. It's going to be so fun when my roommate, I keep calling her my roommate. We're not roommates anymore, but we were. And it was quite an interesting time in our lives. You know, when you're in college and your parents don't quite know what you're doing, and you just skirt the edge of excitement all the time. Isn't that the way it feels? Yeah. Yeah. I have gotten really drawn. I have to get out my Octopus quilt and start working on it. That's actually going to be a Christmas present, so I need to get that out because let me tell you, if you have Netflix, you must watch, you must run, you must subscribe to Netflix to see this because it is, I mean, it was the most amazing documentary. And I've always had an affinity for Octopus. They're just incredibly smart, incredibly smart. And I've read books about them. And octopus are so smart that at the Monterey Bay Oceanic Institute, which is down in Monterey Bay, they realized very soon, although octopus have short lifespans, they realized very soon that they had to keep the octopus engaged at night, because they're kind of a nocturnal animal to begin with. And then when the oceanographers would go home and leave the octopus alone in the tank, they figured out how to get out of their tanks, and they would turn on valves, and one morning they arrived back and had flooded the lab. So what they did was they started putting treats, like whatever octopus like to eat, into a Chinese puzzle box, and they would throw it in the tank, and that would keep them occupied on how to open those boxes, and they would figure out how to open them up. So when I saw this documentary on Netflix called My Octopus Teacher, I knew I was going to be watching it. And so last night we did. I don't know how many times I said, "Wow, can you believe that?" I must have said that 100 times. I cried. I was moved emotionally. It was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful film. It was absolutely the most beautiful film. So you must go watch that. I insist that you watch that. What else? I'm having a hard time with the book I'm reading. It's like, I can't even remember the name of it. Now that's how hard a time I'm having it. I need to find a different book. I'm realizing there's no love. There's no love in that book for me. But can you believe it's almost June? Wow. But when I looked at the calendar, Gee and I have a series of camping dates. There is nothing more fun than camping. I have to say, there's nothing more fun. Yeah. So I'm going to be working on this. I am, this is my priority. This is my priority for sure. And then getting G to set up my camera for a Hexie tutorial. That'll be on there. Oh, I'm not going to reveal everything, but I have another guest lined up for Project Box interviews, and I'm really excited about it, because I do have quite a few Project Boxes. And that inspiration, you want that inspiration. So stay tuned for that. That will be in the near future. Otherwise, I get it. You know, the weather's getting better. We're not all going to want to stay inside. Although, when I was talking to my friend, it's still a little bit disconcerting to kind of dive out into the public and, you know, figure out what's comfortable again, because I have gotten very, very comfortable in the Beehive, especially since G changed all the lights. Now, the people we bought this house from, I'm not going to say a lot, but there were smart bulbs in this whole room, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8 bulbs in here that were all smart bulbs, and they had said we could call them and they'd explain how they work. Of course, there was no mailbox, voicemail, or answer to any phone call. So we had to just kind of live with it, not knowing. And then suddenly this week, they started blinking like it was going to cause a seizure. I couldn't even look up because it was giving me a headache. So we went down to Home Depot and we read all about the smart bulbs. I downloaded the app, and it didn't work. The bulbs wouldn't hook up, and those bulbs are expensive. And I told G, I just want a regular old light bulb, you know, the kind that you flip on and off that you can't control with your phone. I know there's all kinds of benefits to controlling a light bulb with your phone, but that one was giving me a headache, and so G changed all the light bulbs in here, and I'm so happy. So I have not been in the Beehive for like 3 days while we've been trying to work this issue out. But now, oh, it's beautiful in here. It's just beautiful in here. So I don't know whether G will put it at the beginning or the end, but I was requested to show more of my garden. And so I went out and filmed a little bit of the backyard, because we definitely decided on this particular house because of the yard. Because bottom line, G and I aren't going to live long enough to grow the beautiful flowers that are in this yard. No. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I know it's a quick one, but next time let's see if we can get him to set my camera up and I can do a hexie video. What do you think? Sounds good, huh? Okay, have a good time. Thanks for stopping by. Love you guys.